guard your home. In the old days in Europe, they have castles. The owners of the castles would hire soldiers to guard the castles. Because if you don't guard it, someone can come and invade and take your home away. So that's the past. Ownership is through possession. Today, because ownership is through identity, everything is centralized. Think about it. Everything you own of value, more than a few $100s, a few thousand rubles, is most likely it is owned under your name. Is that true? You guys agree? Yes? Let me see you raise your hand. Yes? It's owned under your name, right? So I'm glad you have your identity, you have your national ID or your passport. But the problem with ownership by name is that someone else has control. Someone else, the bank, is holding your assets. The brokerage accounts for your securities, for your stocks, they're holding your stocks and securities. The government is issuing you title to your land, to your home, to your real estate. But ultimately they have control. If you break the law, if they don't like you, they can deny you. Even something simple, like a plane ticket. I flew here from Barcelona. The plane ticket was reserved in my name, Bobby Lee. If I'm on the blacklist, they will not let me fly. If my name is spelled differently in the passport than in the reservation system, they will not let me fly. For all these reasons, whenever ownership is through identity, you actually do not have control. Someone else is in control. And they like it. They like being in control because they can make more money off of you. What is control? Control of what exactly are we talking about? Let's go through some examples. Control of your accounts. All of you have bank accounts, stocks accounts, even online payments. In the Western world, we see in the United States, there's PayPal, Venmo. In China, there's WeChat Pay, there's Alipay. All of these accounts, your credit card accounts, everything is under your name. Control of your money. Your money in the bank accounts, they have control over. So think about, this is a picture of people lining up to get money from Cyprus in 2013. I heard a lot of Russian people have money in Cyprus. Is that true? It's my first time in Russia. I want to find out for real. Is it true that a lot of Russian people had money in Cyprus bank accounts before 2013? Anyone want to tell me who, or is it very private? So, if you had money in Cyprus, what happened is the euros there, the banks, because of the government had a budget crisis, a budget deficit, they decided to take a haircut off of the people with money in the Cyprus. So your euros, this is a $500 euro note, your euros in Cyprus had to have a 10% haircut. They just took it away. And in the end, people revolted. So people went to line up at ATMs and get as much money out as possible. Because all of a sudden, the euros in a Cyprus bank account was worth less than a euro in a German bank account. So this is terrible. Also, the control of the value of money, not just the money itself, but the value of money. So this is 500 euro. Many people don't get to see this. This is the largest euro bill. The value of this today, if I go exchange it for Russian ruble, I can get buy a lot of food, buy a lot of goods and services, buy plane tickets. But the value actually has been depreciating over much time. We see it live. So we have some images of post-war Germany, German marks losing value. We have Zimbabwe dollars losing lots of value, hyperinflation. This is 20 years ago, 15, 20 years ago. We also have examples more modern, like India. 2 years ago, they banned the 500 and 1,000 rupee note. They changed it out. They changed it out. There's, of course, in fact, India is recently losing more value. The Indian the rupee has lost, I think, 17% of its value this year alone. It's crazy. The money is just going down in value. The Chinese renminbi has lost value as well, 5–10%. And also Venezuela, the bolivar has lost money. Argentina peso is losing money. How is the Russian ruble doing? Is it holding up? But in fact, fiat money, the reason we lose value is because they print too much of it. It's centralized money. Anything that's centralized, will go down to nothing, right? So this is, what you see here is 500 euros. And I have a question for everyone. What fiat banknote is there a fiat banknote that will never depreciate in value? So I was in Barcelona, in Monte Carlo, Monaco, last week, and I found a European banknote that will never depreciate in value. It's actually this one. It's the €0. So if you go vacation in Europe, you can get this €0. I'm not kidding. This is for real. And so the Europeans are very smart. The ECB, European Central Bank, is very smart. This is the ultimate, because this on here, it says exactly what it is. It's €0, where every banknote will go to zero. But unfortunately, they're also very smart. They sell this as tourist attraction. I have to pay €3 for this note. So it already says it. It'll never go down zero. So certainly don't waste all your money buying these, because then you'll go bankrupt even faster. Okay, they also control your points. Think about, I fly airlines. In the United States, there's an airline called United Airlines. Many airlines have reward points, Mileage Plus, Sky Miles, One World. So those points, they all control. They limit how much you can redeem. They limit how much you can transfer. They limit how much you can use. Even points in gift cards, points in hotel rewards. If you stay at Marriott Hotel, Hilton Hotel, you have reward points. All of those systems are centralized and they control. That's how it is. Nothing wrong with those systems, but I'm pointing out that they always have control. In the future, we are in the future, you will regain control. All of you, all of us here will regain control through the notion of digital assets, cryptocurrency, private keys. We are in a digital age today, and we're getting decentralization from something called math, from something called cryptography, which is essentially mathematics. And the reason we have decentralization from mathematics and cryptography is because mathematics is universal. I don't care what country you grew up in, any country you go to school, you learn math. Math is universal. It transcends all languages. I know Russians here are very smart. A lot of great mathematicians and scientists come from Moscow, come from Russia. Right? Also in China, very smart people, also a lot of people starting from a young age learning math. And same in Europe and many countries as well. So mathematics is actually, if you think of it as a language, it's the language and the system that transcends all culture. Even if you own gold and silver, if you left it in a safe deposit box at a bank that's also controlled by the bank, they might give you a key. But one day you show up, they might take the gold away. I remember history, many years ago, gold gets confiscated. Even in the United States of America, about 100 years ago, the country, the national government of the United States, confiscated all of the gold from all of its people. And they forced them to take these US dollars in return. And as soon as they confiscated it, gold price jumped up 20%. So, with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency for the first time, and this is only if you hold the private keys, okay? So not hosted wallets, not leaving on exchanges. If you actually hold the private keys in a digital wallet, either a paper wallet or a hardware wallet, or download the software on your own computer, then for the first time you have ownership of real assets. So Bitcoin represents the true new asset class, a digital asset class that is for freedom. It is a decentralized nature of the technology of Bitcoin that allows you to own and control that Bitcoin. At lunch today, I was talking to a delegate, and we talked about how difficult it is still. That is very much true. Today, in 2018, it is still very, very difficult for most of people to actually own digital assets because the knowledge is not there. People did not go to school, did not go to college, learning about digital currency. But I remember our family. When we work, we get paid wages. The money that we work hard for, that money, we have to be able to freely spend it. If we're not able to freely spend it, then essentially it's slavery. I think the definition of slavery down the road will be revised to talk about whether the person has true freedom of their money. So what is the impact of decentralized money? It's freedom in society. With decentralized money, with true decentralization, with that kind of freedom, you have true freedom in society. Now, I understand not every country has true freedom. That's how the world is. Some countries are more free than others. But regardless of what country I am in, I live in China, I grew up in the US, now I'm dual citizen. I'm giving you $1 million. Is that possible?
Если у вас будут вопросы,
Possible, but
обращайтесь в
not like
Viber, WhatsApp или в
I'm
Skype.
not that rich or that generous. So, but I will give out some money today because what happens is with digital information is
Ну и
money.
другие вопросы обсудим.
So I give this talk,
Инвестиции в Кувейт,
I show a
путешествие на
$100
круизных лайнерах.
bill, United States USD $100 bill. How many of you would like $100? Any of you? Are you ready? So it's hard for me to give out $100 because first of all, we're in Russia, so I'm going to give out rubles. How about 10,000 rubles? Yes? So in this account, this is a Bitcoin account that has 10,000 Russian rubles in it. If you scan it, you check it, 1DS6QG all the way down to UP4E, this is a Bitcoin account on the public blockchain that has 10,000 rubles worth of Bitcoin. Is that a lot of money? Is that enough to pay for dinner? Yeah? You would like it? 10,000 rubles. So I'm going to give this away. The way I give it away is by giving the private key. Here it is, the private key. It starts with L3QE2 and ends in 568DQ. So this is a QR code. So this private key in there on the Bitcoin blockchain corresponds to that account. It's the password for that account. So if you've never seen it before, here you go. Here is a real account with 10,000 rubles worth of Bitcoin, and here's the private key. For those of you who are good with math, good with technology, you're taking a photo, you're scanning it, you can actually retrieve 10,000 rubles. Anyone have it? Did anyone get it yet? Your last chance. Are you ready? I'm going to move to the next slide, then no more, okay? Okay. Let me tell you a funny story. I actually had to update this slide because I used the same QR code from a different presentation, and I loaded in 10,000 rubles this morning. And because someone else out there had the private key from my last presentation, they stole the money right away. Someone took the money right away. So I had to update the slides to put another 10,000 rubles into this account. And this time it's your chance to take it, okay? So if you take it, raise your hand, okay? Tell me after the talk that you got the 10,000 rubles, okay? All right, so decentralized money is money in the cloud. Decentralization is very important because we really want money to be in the cloud. We don't want money to be managed by any single government or any single central bank. Not that banks and central banks or governments are bad, but because you risk them doing something you don't like. Whether it's printing excess money, whether it's budget deficits, whether it's trade wars, all things that can take the value away. When the money is in the cloud, in the blockchain, when you have the private key, they cannot take it away. Okay, decentralization allows everyone, all of us here, to own real assets without surrendering control, because we have the private key. Now, if you want to, you can share your private keys and give it away like I did. But at least it gives you the choice to not ever give it away. And there's also plausible deniability. You can say, I don't own it, because you don't have a private key. So, we're near the end of my talk. I have about 7 minutes left. I'm going to share with you some additional thoughts about Bitcoin. Would you like that? Okay, so why will the price go up? Today the price is low. With Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the cryptocurrencies and tokens, the price is low today. Well, I truly believe the price will go up more in the future because Bitcoin's value does not come from the endorsement, acceptance, nor the regulations by governments. Think about that. The value of Bitcoin is not sanctioned or given status by the government. Rather, Bitcoin's value comes from the inherent, the natural failures, limitations, and inconveniences of the money system we use today. The fiat money, I don't care if it's 500 euros or €0, it has major problems. Recently, I live in Shanghai, in China. Recently, I had to fly to Hong Kong for 1 day just to go do a bank transfer, because the bank will not transfer my money. In fact, I had to transfer the money to my own account in the United States. I transferred from my Hong Kong bank to my United States bank. And they won't do it for me unless I show up in front of a branch teller. So I had to fly from Shanghai to Hong Kong to process that bank transfer. Otherwise, they won't do it. So for these reasons, the money we use today has many, many problems. And for hundreds of years, these problems...
Великолепный зал, также и комплекс. Вышел, тут уже заканчивает выдавать паспорта. Осталось кто-то, возможно, еще подъедет. У каждого свои обстоятельства. Как вам с переводчиком слушалось? Зал понравился, делится на сектора. Большое количество мест, наверное, так более 7000 может вместить, потому что он еще и отдельные есть. Опускается. Может быть, на видео обратили внимание, есть прорези. Хочу показать свои контакты. Возможно, у вас есть вопросы какие-то, появятся. Ну и я, естественно, желаю себя прорекламировать, чтобы увеличить количество партнеров, как в Skyway. Вот, инвестиции. Это мой московский номер. Я в Москве до примерно 19 сентября. И до 30 сентября буду в Питере, поэтому доступен на этот МТСовский номер. Ну а также Viber, WhatsApp, Telegram всегда. И Владислав Скалебок можете найти, кроме Инстаграма, также Facebook, ВКонтакте. Пишите Владислав Скалебок. И мы вместе с вами путешествуем, инвестируем, зарабатываем, путешествуем на круизных лайнерах. И там можем организовать инвестиционно-криптовалютный саммит. Среди тех, кто просматривает о Децентурионе это видео, уверен, много тех, кто интересуется криптовалютами и блокчейнами. Так что всем жму руку. Буду рад познакомиться вместе с вами. До скорых встреч. Пока-пока. Отверного цвета, как вы видите, это Москва. Комплекс великолепный. Спуститься и там. Второй съезд граждан Децентурион. На этом видео будем, скажем так, завершать. Вам понравилось? До скорых встреч. До встречи в следующих видео. А мне пришло время сделать пару фоток. И на этот второй смартфон